your oil light came on and you do not have $120 to take it to a dealership and change your oil. So therefore you got to do it yourself for like about 60 bucks. So I'm going to show you the steps on changing your oil, what happens if you don't change your oil and just let it sit or just forget about it, and the benefits to society. Steps to changing your oil, what you will need. You'll need a 10 millimeter socket, just depending on how big your bolt is underneath the car to let the oil out. A socket wrench with an extension, depending on how far it is. And then an oil filter removal tool. You don't absolutely need it, but it's recommended to take off the oil filter. An oil bucket to collect the oil. A car jack. Your car comes with a jack, and you can use it. It's not recommended, but I mean, it is cheap, and if you don't want to buy one, that's up 30 bucks. And then new oil, obviously, and a new oil filter. And you can get them all from AutoZone or any places like that. And steps on changing oil again. You need to jack up your car at a jack point, which is right here. You have to do it at the jack point because it could damage your car. And open the oil plug with the oil pan underneath to catch the oil. And make sure it's when it's done draining, make sure it's closed. Make sure you close it so when you add the new oil, it doesn't completely come out. Change the oil filter with the oil pan underneath. Make sure to catch the oil filter from falling into the oil pan, or oil will go all over the concrete. Add as much oil as needed. It just depends on what kind of car you have. 4-cylinder cars is about 4 quarts to 5 quarts. 6 quarts. 8 V8 is 8 quarts about. And clean up oil stains on your cement with cat litter and a brick. What you want to do is put cat litter or oil absorbent sand and take your brick and just smear it into good dust so it absorbs the oil. And then what happens if you don't change your oil over time? The reason it needs to be changed often is because the oil collects dust and dirt that's in the engine, and that's why it turns so black from this color, which is good oil, to black, which is bad. And you want to have it. This is your dipstick, so you can check your oil to make sure it's at a good amount of oil in it. You want it in between this line and this line. This is the full line. And if it goes below this line, then you obviously need to add oil, or if it's black, change it. And this is what a engine looks like when it's not been changed. The oil gets really, really thick, and it wears down your parts extremely fast, and it makes them warp and causes a lot of damage, and you might have to replace your engine. And let's see, the benefits to society. You save money by doing it yourself. It's not going to cost $120 to change your oil. It's going to cost around $60, which I did because I don't have $120 to change my oil every 5,000 miles. Save money by keeping up with it. You don't know what's happening when mechanics are doing your car, they're fixing it. They could be putting the wrong oil in, a bunch of different reasons. You can do it in under 15 minutes if you know what you're doing after a couple practices. And obviously, if you know what's putting into your car if you're doing it yourself. And to recap, steps on changing oil and the tools that you will need. What happens if you don't change your oil? It becomes extremely thick and wears down your parts. And then the benefits to society, saving money. Thank you.
Boom and clap. There was a